Hi guys, Gagan at Outscore. Hope you all are doing well. Just wanted to get my thoughts together for something that is an extremely important topic when you're applying for jobs, and this is about understanding instructions or understanding the brief that the company has given you. Ideally, when we go through a job process and when you're applying for a position or something online, so you have to go through their portal where they have a bunch of instructions that they tell you to follow. In my opinion, you should take these instructions as the first little test that the company is giving you just to ensure that how well do you take direction and how well do you respond to it. So I'll probably divide this video in two parts. So first I'll just speak about the online portal where you fill in your information, and then we take the second part of the topic, second part of the video being the video call and the phone call. That is a subsequent step. So in the first step, when you go online and you are filling an application for a job that you like, read the instructions very carefully as to what they're asking you to fill in. Like, they're asking you the first name, there's a box for that, the last name, a box for that. Is the resume supposed to be in a Word format or it's supposed to be in a PDF format? Is the job asking you for a cover letter? If they're asking you for a cover letter, are they asking you to combine it with your resume, make it one PDF file or make it two PDF files and then upload it? So just be very careful of all this information that you fill in. Another thing being that these days, when you upload your resume on the portal, it'll autofill a lot of the boxes itself. So it creates like an online profile for you. One thing that you need to be very careful of is that it doesn't exactly pull it off like 100% accurately. So you need to go into each box and probably check that if all the information that you had in your resume has been captured correctly. The company dates, the dates where you worked in your previous companies, your education, what kind of an education was it? Was it bachelor's level, master's level, or high school diploma, and whatever that may be. But check when you did that if it is capturing the years correctly. And what I have noticed sometimes, what it does is, like, if you have bullet points in your resume, it combines them into like one single sentence and doesn't know where to break it. So it is your job to figure out where those breaks are and to make sure that you make the corrections on the online profile and then attach the resume in whatever format that they're asking you to, in the cover letter. Because once you send it and then they receive it and then they see that you have filled in the last name in the first name box and then you were a little casual about it, in my opinion, chances of you making to the next round are pretty low. So just make sure that you read those instructions very clearly. Moving on to the next step, congratulations, you made it through the online portal round. A company has invited you for a telephonic interview or for a video interview or like in-person interview. The very first thing that I would say, if you are an active job seeker, you need to check your emails every day as to who is reaching out to you and respond appropriately. So sometimes companies, when they reach out to you, they say there's a telephonic interview. Would this time work? So you're confirming that to them, or they will ask you what times work for you. So you don't need to feel pressured that, oh, you need to give them the time like tomorrow. You can give them a time in the week whenever it works for you best. So you also have some time to prepare for that interview. And once you do that, and the final instructions which come to you for, let's say, a phone call, you need to make sure that you are reading it correctly. Is it a phone call like a Microsoft team or an audio call online? Do you need to join? Do you need to call a number, or are they going to call a number that you gave in your application? So all these things you need to read very carefully, so when the day comes, you are ready. The next part would be if they're calling you for a video interview. So the first thing that you need to check is if it is a Microsoft Teams interview, or is it a Google Meet interview, is it Skype, is it Zoom, whichever it is. And then you need to make sure that you pre-test whatever setup you have, a laptop or iPad or phone, for the video and audio interface, just to make sure that everything is running correctly. So you can hear yourself clearly, the video is fine. Sit at a place where you can focus, it's quiet and calm, and there's not much disturbance behind your background video. You can blur most of the things these days. So if you can't do that, because if you don't test it out, and on the day of when your call would be, and then you're scrambling to make sure that the video works and the audio works, not only are you wasting their time, but you are also going to get nervous most of the time, scrambling to make sure that these things work. And sometimes this nervousness then carries into the interview, which is not good for you. So make sure that you are not doing that. Another example would be like, if it is a video call and then we didn't read it carefully, the instructions that came to us in an email, and we are the only ones who are thinking that it's an audio call while everyone else is on a video. So that is also going to look very unprofessional, that you did not read the instructions that they sent you. A very small example of this is the Calendly link that people use to book a time with me to consult about their job search in Canada that is specific to their case. So usually that is a Calendly link. It's also mentioned in my bio on the channel page, just in case you want to book a time. The first 30 minutes or the first call is free. So when you do that, usually it'll send you the instructions about our Zoom call in your email. So all those details that you fill in, it'll send the instructions to your email about that. And on the booking page, it also tells you that please make a note of all these instructions. It has happened sometimes that on the day of, I am waiting on this side and they are actually waiting for me to call them. So, and then we are not able to talk. And as a result, we have wasted each other's time. So essentially, if you did not read the instructions properly of what the call details were about, and as a result, we're having this miscommunication, I can tell you it's not a good look, but it might cost you more if you do that in a job application in which you have reached to a telephonic or a video conferencing stage. So, moral of the story here, please make sure that you're reading all the instructions at every step to make sure that you are inputting the correct information and you're appropriately ready for the event that you're going to be attending, or the interview, the telephonic one, or the video one. I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions, comments, please do mention, and see you guys in the next one.